Thunder! 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 Thundercats! Ho!
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, feel the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thundercats!
So this is what become of the Thundercats, and led by a mere cub.
Why did you come here, Ghost? Who are you?
You will know who I am soon enough, my Lord of the Thundercats. Oh yes, you will see me again.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Grune the Destroyer. And this is one of my favorite characters from the original Thundercats series, and he appeared in one of the best episodes called The Ghost Warrior in the first season of Thundercats. And if you've not seen that episode, please go find it somewhere. I think it's on YouTube. It is a great Thundercats episode. Now, before we jump into the review, I just want to let you guys know that after the review, we are going to be taking a look at another Grune the Destroyer, who is part of the brand new wave of Thundercats that have been recently revealed, and we'll take a look at each of those after the review. But first off, let's take a look at the original Grune. Now, this Grune came out in the second wave of Thundercats, so it is a fairly older figure, but we're going to take a look at it. So, starting off, it comes in your regular brown cardboard box. You have Thundercats here, Grune, ages 14 plus, Super 7. On the back of the box, some credits for the box and a barcode, and that is pretty much it for this. But we all know when it comes to Super 7 Thundercats, this is where the packaging really shines, and that is going to be the secondary packaging box, which has a awesome red foil cover of the evil Mumra symbol. Now, you could technically get away with putting a Thundercat symbol here, since Grune was technically a Thundercat, but he was a fallen Thundercat, so I guess they went with the evil side of things. Anyway, so you got the double snake there of Mumra and this awesome red foil. You have Thundercats here, you have Grune, you have ages 14 plus, Super 7. On the top of the box, you have Ultimates. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode, so that is neat. On the back of the box, you have an awesome Thundercats logo that is so cool, very retro and neat. And you have contents, one figure with accessories, and Super 7 down here at the bottom. But this is just a slip cover, and the real meat of the packaging is underneath. So when we pull the cover up, we see another Thundercats logo there, and then we get to the figure himself, and there in the box is Grune the Destroyer, and he looks so awesome in his cardboard prison. Let's see if we can get some more light in there. Wow, yeah, there he is. That is so cool. Now, when it comes to the box, after you remove the slipcover, you just have the Ultimates again here. Nothing changes on the bottom or the sides, but when you bring it around, you have an awesome picture of Grune the Destroyer, Super 7 there at the top, and we can zoom in and we could read up of Grune the Destroyer. Let us get that in focus. You could pause the video, read this to your heart's content, but we must be moving on. And wow, that is such awesome artwork of Grune. I love it, and I love this entire box. I love all the Super 7 box presentations, but we didn't come to see the figure in the box. I know I didn't, so let's get him out and see what he can do. And here we have Grune the Destroyer out of the box. And out of the box, he stands just over 7.5 inches tall. And he comes with a slew of accessories. He has armor. He has alternate hands. He has weapons. He has broken weapons. He has magical seals. He has broken magical seals. He has an alternate head. And he comes with himself. And that is what we are going to be taking a look at first. And coming real close in on Grune, you can see this was very much inspired by the cartoon, and I love it. This head sculpt is amazing. Starting at the top of his head, he has his little hat with the metal round things at the top and a nice emblem right here on the front, which is really cool. Huge head of hair that's just jutting out everywhere. It comes down into little spikes. It's so cool. I love that. Coming to his face, nice brown eyes, big huge brown nose. He has some little details in his mouth. You can see his one saber tooth sticking out here on the left side of his jaw. That is so neat. I love the way this guy looks. All right, let's back out just a little bit so we can get his chest and torso in here. So he is basically wearing an armor piece, and the shoulders, which are done up to be like these little skull things with red eyes and gray. It's really nice. This is all connected to one piece, and this tan part here in the armor, and then the spiky belt. That is nice with a little bit of purple on the sides. So that goes all the way around, and you got some black coming through the back. And you can see it will connect at this point and this point, and we will take this off in just a moment, and we can see how he looks without it, and then we'll see how he looks with the alternate armor piece on. But wow, that is really nice. His main body is the brown that you can see his face. You see his arms here. You do have a little bit of a stripe here going across, and you coming down to some nice gloves which are black, and you have some spikes up here which are really creepy. They're not very sharp, so don't worry about touching them. That's neat. Coming down, he does have some black undies on, and he has some huge tan knee pads. They come around. You can see where they go across here. They are just sculpted and molded pieces. They don't come off like the chest piece does, but that is okay. You can see he has his nice brown legs coming down to some very large boots. And let's zoom out some more. And the boots are mostly gray panels on the front. They are black here on the back, and they have a little bit of blue where the toes will go. So that is really cool. On the bottom of the feet, you do have some peg holes and some copyright data. If you can see that, it's kind of written there. It's not really apparent, but yeah, coming to the back of the figure, nothing that you wouldn't expect, and he is really beefy and got a lot of good detail in this mold. All right, and that is what Grune the Destroyer looks like. Moving on. And for articulation, basically I went ahead and removed the armor from him because it will hinder a lot of the articulation. And while we have the armor off, we can take a look at the underneath painting and sculpt of the actual figure. So that looks really nice. Got a lot of muscle and detail there in the upper chest area. And wow, that is really neat. Some companies would just go ahead and not paint that at all, but Super 7 did an excellent job. So, let's zoom out, and we will start with the articulation, starting at the head. The head can go around 360 degrees, but be very careful because sometimes it will pop off the joint. The shoulders are hinged, so they can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do have a bicep rotation, 360 degrees here, coming down to an elbow bend, just barely 90 degrees, I guess. I'll give it to it. Forearm rotation, 360 degrees, independent of the bicep. He does have some hand articulation that goes around 360 degrees. Now this is hinged, so it can go in and out or up and down, depending on which way you have the fist. All right, coming to the center of the body, he does have an ab crunch, as you can see here. Down a little bit, back not so much. So this is not really going to be able to be used if he has his armor on, because you can't really bend the armor plate because it's basically a solid piece, but it is there in the mold. All right, coming down, you do have some waist articulation. Goes all the way around 360 degrees, and that will come down to his legs. Legs can go up a little ways, back a little ways, and they are hinged so they can go out to the side a long way. You do have 360 degrees of thigh rotation, and that will bring us back. You do have a knee bend. That is definitely not 90 degrees, but it's so thick and there's really nowhere for the hinge to go up past the thigh, so that's pretty much all you get there. Coming down, there is a boot cut, and that's built into the knee bend, 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to the foot. The foot can hinge down and up a little bit, and it can rock around the world 360 degrees. So that is going to be your articulation for Grune. A lot of good stuff. Fortunately, it cannot all be used when he is in full armor. Alright, moving on. And coming to figure accessories, starting with the body parts, Grune has 3 sets of hands. He has the standard weapon holding hand, 2 sets of those. One hinges in and out, the other hinges up and down, and he has a set of grabby hands. So yeah, 3 awesome hands to do some mangling with for the Destroyer. Alright, moving on. He comes with an alternate head that features both of his saber teeth, except, well, this one looks like it's got a hole in it, so he's been eating too much candy fruit, so I think he needs to get that fixed, because it looks like he has a cavity. But this head has kind of an open mouth to it, but everything else is the same, even around to the back of the hair and the hat style. Alright, moving on. And for the next accessory, he has his Thundercat battle armor. It's basically the same armor that he has originally, but this one has the Thundercat symbol on it. And when he wears this, you will also want to have him with his 2 saber tooth, because that's when he was, you know, good and not corrupted by greed. And I don't know, I don't think they actually said, but I'm pretty sure Jaga may have took that other tooth. Alright, moving on. And coming to weapon accessories, he has a set of these fist claws. I guess that's what these are, because, you know, he can hold them in his fist and he can, like, punch things with them. They're very spiky. Now, I'm not sure where these came from. He appeared 3 times in the original Thundercats series, and I don't recall him ever having these. So this may be something that the toy originally had. I'm not sure, so they wanted to kind of throw that in the box. So, yeah, you get 2 of these, and he can do some good punching with them. Alright, moving on. And Grune also comes with his signature battle club. This could be the one that he had on Thundera, or this could be the newly reforged Thundranian battle club. It doesn't really matter. Your toy, you can say, is any of the battle clubs that you want. It is very nice. Has some good detail to it. It's basically long and has a nice spiky end here with nice blue spikes poking out. And he can hold this really well and do some damage if he's fighting against Jaga or somebody, which you usually would, even if he's a ghost. But yeah, that is pretty cool. Moving on. And for some episode-specific accessories, he comes with this mystic seal that was on the door to his tomb that the 2 Balkans broke in order to gain shelter or look for riches. I don't know what they were doing. They was kind of sad little creatures, but you get a whole one, and you also get this broken one as a result of them breaking down the door, breaking the seal, and releasing the ghost of Grune on the Thundercats in the Ghost Warrior. And yeah, this is a pretty neat little thing if you want to reenact that one scene from that episode. Alright, moving on. And finally, Grune the Destroyer comes with this broken Sword of Omens, and it's kind of a sad little thing. You have just the hilt, and you have the Eye of Thundera there, which is closed, or actually it's not even there. You don't have anything except a little round circle, and it comes down to a broken blade. So yeah, in the later seasons of Thundercats, the Sword of Omens was just crap, because everybody could break it. Like Tugmug broke it, Grune broke it, and anybody and their mother could fix it. Used to be fire from a dwarfen star, but no, now Bengali can fix it, and that strange four-armed blacksmith, I think his name was Char, he fixed it. This is a cool little accessory from that episode, and that is the final accessory. Moving on. And for comparison, here you have Grune with the Rogues Gallery, Jackalman, Monkeyman, Vultureman, Mumra, and Slithe. And he looks right at home with these villainous villains. And here you have Grune with Chitara and Lion-O and Snarf, about to get the Sword of Omens broken. And here you have Grune with Jaga, and fighting, and fighting, and fighting. And this has been the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Grune the Destroyer. And this figure is awesome. He looks exactly like he did in the cartoon. And if you love the episode Ghost Warrior, you're gonna want to pick this guy up. I love this guy's colors, the sculpt, the mold, everything about this guy is awesome. The articulation is a little bit lacking, because you miss a little bit of it when you put his armor on. You can't do the ab crunches as good, but other than that, it's pretty awesome. I love the accessories, the mace, the broken seal, the alternate head with armor. That is so cool. They didn't really have to do that, but I'm glad they did. This is a really good figure. Now, the legs on mine are a little loose. Maybe a little bit of floor polish can tighten those up, but for the most part, I'm happy with everything about this figure. Now, if you are looking for this figure, you can find him at online retailers for $45 to $50, depending on where you pick him up. So if you are looking, happy hunting. Now, you may want to hold off if this Grune is not your particular cup of tea, because Super 7 is about to release another version of Grune, and we're going to take a look at the brand new wave of Super 7 Ultimate Thundercats after this video ends, plus a little bit of information about the big one, the awesome Cats Lair coming from Super 7. So if you'd like to find out more about that, hang on after the credits. But if you have to go, I hope you guys have a great night, and until next time, keep playing. And welcome back, Bots and Books fans, to this special look at the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Wave 9. Now, a few days ago, Super 7 did release the full solicitation of the brand new wave of Thundercats that they are going to be putting to market. And this was a mixed bag for me. I think half I'll pick up, half I won't. But that's just me. You might want to pick them all up, because they are awesome, awesome looking figures. So let's jump right in, taking a look at the figures. And since we've just done Grune the Destroyer, we'll take a look at the second version of Grune that Super 7 is going to be releasing, and that is going to be the toy version. So yes, taking a look at this awesome figure. This looks precisely like he did when he came out in the toy aisle back in the 80s. He is basically the same looking Grune, except he has like a red hat with some black around the bottom of it. He has the same one saber tooth hanging out the left side of his mouth. He has a silver armor, some nice red knee pads, and some silver boots. He has black gloves and a black shoulder pads, which I'm pretty sure it's the same armor that we got on today's figure, except just repainted. He has an alternate head. It doesn't have the two saber tooths like we looked at tonight. It's just got a slightly open mouth. He comes with one fist spike, and he comes with an all-silver battle mace. So that's him. And this may be the Grune that some of you grew up on, because all we had was the toy version. So I don't know. I didn't particularly like him. I have this figure, but I was always wanting something like the one we reviewed tonight that was based more on the cartoon. All right, moving on, the next figure that we have is the mighty Jaga. Again, based on the toy, he has the bright orange and yellow helmet, bright blue cape, green clothes, and blue boots. He has an alternate head, comes with a couple alternate pairs of hands, and he has a toy version of the Sword of Omens. Again, very nice, very reminiscent of what he looked like as the toy, with a lot better articulation. So this may be something that you guys are all interested in picking up. Me, again, like the Grune. I got him because you just gotta have a Jaga if you have a Thundercats collection, but I am very happy with the original Super 7 Jaga and the upcoming Spirit Jaga. And moving to the two that I am going to pick up from this line, we have the evil Lunatic Chilla, and she is awesome. This is a figure that has never been put out in toy form, and a lot of people are going to be wanting this, especially since Super 7 appears to be giving us the Lunatic group with this, our second Lunatic. And she is cool, and that's not exactly a pun, but it may fit. And she has an alternate head, she has some blast effects, she has alternate hands, couple bottles, and a mace looking thing, a necklace. I would have to do some research to see what all these things are for her, but the figure looks awesome. She looks very evil. I love the colors on her. She seems to have a cape, and just, she is really nice. So definitely going to add this one to my pickup list. And finally, for the last figure of Wave 9 in the Super 7 Ultimates, you have Wily Cat. And this is a must-have. This will definitely complete your Thundercats team, and he looks great. He comes with an alternate happy head. He comes with his skyboard. He comes with his lasso. He comes with a couple alternate hands, some effects of throwing his pellets or balls or whatever those are, and he comes with a flight stand. So this is going to be really cool to pick up. And unless you got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that came out years and years ago, you know, you would definitely need the final Thunder Kitten. So that is going to be Wave 9, and if you buy them all from Super 7, Super 7 will throw in this Super Pack, and basically that is a pack of alternate heads, so you'll get more alternate heads, and you'll have heads for Jaga and Wily Cat with light up eyes, and that is really a neat feature. So if you buy them all from Super 7, you can get that Super Pack. I don't know if it'll be available anywhere else after everything's released, but that is what we're looking at. And now the really true big reveal. On June 20th, Super 7 put out on their Facebook page, Third Earth is calling you, with a picture of what every Thundercat fan would immediately recognize as the chest of Cats Lair, and it seemed to have a light up Thundercat symbol. And this sent shockwaves throughout the internet world, thinking, oh my gosh, they're doing a Cats Lair. A lot of us were quietly skeptical because, okay, the Cats Lair, that sounds like an awesome thing. I don't want to get too excited, because could this be a playset for the reaction figures, or could this be the one true playset that we're all looking for the Ultimates? We just had to wait and see. And it wasn't too long before we got additional pictures from Super 7. The next one available was the head of the Cats Lair, which featured light up eyes. So there was more excitement building, and we were just waiting and waiting, and then a few days later we got the entire silhouette of the Cats Lair, and that got everybody even more excited. But still, it didn't answer the question, was this a Ultimates or a reaction playset? We just had to know. And then we were finally given the answer when another picture of the Cats Lair playset was released, featuring Lion-O, Ultimates Lion-O, sitting at the control station in what appeared to be the command center of the Cats Lair. And you could see from this picture, it has a huge screen, lots of control panels and chairs, and you can see this is the backside of the Cats Lair, and it is just gonna be awesome. You can tell that it's going to have some more rooms down at the bottom and off to the side. This thing, wow, it blew everybody away. It's something that we all wanted. A few days later, more pictures came with a lighter version, so you could actually see the head and the chest of the Cats Lair. And this is just crazy. The speculation was, oh my gosh, this thing is going to cost $1,000. It's going to cost so much. And again, we had to wait for the hammer to drop on this. But Super 7 couldn't resist sending out more hidden images of the Cats Lair. If we go back to the promo picture of the Series 9 Thundercats, you can see in the background the actual Cats Lair, and that is so cool. And you can see on the sides there's some mountains protruding from the side and of the shoulders. Now, from what I understand, and this is just rumors, the side mountains are going to be connected to the Cats Lair, and they are going to be additional rooms, and they can either fold up or just stick out to the side to give it more width. And if you go through the pictures, you can see the various parts of the Cat's Lair. Grune appears to be standing at the main doorway. Jaga appears to be standing on one of the paws. Wily Cat is right out in front of the lair. Chilla is also in front of the Cat's Lair, but you can also see a little bit more of the side mountain attachments in this picture. I've also heard that the paws will go up and down from the front of the Cat's Lair, although it's not going to be big enough to put the Thunder Tank down there. So that would be too big, I think. But one of the biggest pieces of information concerning the Cat's Lair is how much is it going to cost. And recent interviews with Brian Flynn, the owner of Super 7, have indicated that the Cat's Lair will be released for $650 plus $100 shipping if you are in the United States. It may be a little more if you're outside the United States, but right now that is most recent information that we have obtained. And it's also going to be a crowd-funded piece, which means it's going to be like a HasLab. If you want it, you're going to have to sign up and commit to buy. I don't think they'll take the money until the crowdfund is over, and they've set up payment plans. So if you want this thing, it is going to be easier to get than just having to throw all your money there at once. So think about it, look at it. I can't wait. It's going to be officially revealed at the San Diego Comic-Con this year. And as soon as we get more updates, I will let you know, because we have some more Thundercats on the way to take a look at in a couple weeks. I've got some other things planned. But right now, guys, very exciting time. If you love Thundercats, Super 7 is giving us a lot of great things, and I can't wait. All right, guys, that is it. That is a look at the Series 9 Thundercats and awesome Cats Lair that is coming out. I hope you guys have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.